Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I am going to tell you some stuff about some paranormal stuff that has been happening in my home and here at work. I'm doing this so in hopes that we can catch it here at work. Sorry for the funky angle. It's that I'm on my desk and, I have to work and I'm working and that shit. So, we've had a couple experiences at work, at home, that scared a couple people, to say the least. The first one, or the most frequent one, is the lights turning on and off in the kitchen, the dining room, and the bathroom. We don't have a light switch in the bedroom. We use one of those little table stands. So, it was a couple months ago, when again, I meant to blog it, but I didn't. A couple months ago where we were in bed and the light in the dining room turned on. Now, let me explain how this light works. This light needs to be pushed to turn on. So there's an itty bitty button in the wall where you need to push the button and hold it for the light to turn on. Yeah, and nobody was in the living room. Nobody. I had just gone to bed. I was laying in bed, and then the light turns on. So everybody gets scared. I go out there. I tell it to go away, and we go to bed. Then after that, a couple nights go by and the kitchen light goes on. And this is one of those click lights where you have to push it in again. And you have to kind of push it a little bit harder to get it to turn on. You hear a click. That went off. Again, people were staying over and they heard this and they freaked the fuck out. And again, I got up. I had to go out there and tell them, hey, don't, leave, do, whatever I did. So a couple weeks go by, nothing serious. And then you start hearing footsteps through the living room. And this is more like a dragging footstep, like they're dragging their feet, like picture somebody dragging their feet. And the dogs were going batshit crazy. Like they would be barking at every corner in my home. We all know that animals see what people don't see. And that's a given. So when dogs are loose and running around, they'll go up to the door and be barking at the door and there's nobody at the door. Or they'll come into the room and my dog, which is an emotional support dog, she'll get up literally and look at the closet and start barking at the closet. So I've been living at this place since March of last year. And she's never, ever barked at the closet. But she started barking at the closet. So, of course, me tell him to leave me alone. I'm trying to sleep, whatever. So I talk to my dad especially, and I go, how do I get rid of a ghost? Or how do I want it out of my place? Because it's causing me migraines. I suffer from migraines. This thing is causing me severe migraines. And it's irritating me because it feels like I'm getting pressure in my back. It's like if somebody's digging their thumbs into my back. And my dad tells me what I need to do and to do it, whatever. So I do that. I do what I'm supposed to do. But for 4 nights in a row, I hear a key go into my door, click, but I don't hear the door open. Then I hear a knock, and my dogs start barking. But nobody hears the knock. Nobody hears the key turn, just me. And I get up, and I could have swore I heard somebody opening the cabinet drawers, rattling the dishes, like as if they're getting a dish down, and then closing the doors. But again, There's nothing on the counter. So for a while, I thought I was batshit crazy. But no. I want to say maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I was watching TV in the living room with my dogs. And out of the corner of my eye, I see somebody walk through my door, like the hallway, and then turn into the bedroom area. At that moment, my dogs literally jumped off of me and ran to the door. And then they followed it. And I'm like, okay. And they came back all happy-go-lucky. So then me, being me, I go and I'm like, hello, how can I help you? And I hear a voice. And like somebody was talking, like relaying a message, but I hear it, but it was very broken. And I'm like, okay. So I walk into the bedroom and it's cold, like icebox cold, like freezer, like 30 degrees cold where I need a jacket. And I know for a fact that I had the heater on, so the windows were closed, everything was closed, and the room was supposed to be warm. It was an icebox. And I could like see my own breath. That's how cold it was. And I go, okay, well, I'm sorry to disturb you, but I need to grab something. And then all of a sudden you feel like a breeze go by. And it's like, it kind of felt like this, like a touch, like a barely. And it left. So there's been a lot of paranormal shit going on, and maybe it's because I'm stressed, maybe it's because I'm worried, maybe it's because my mind isn't focused, and my mind, like I'm not focused like I'm supposed to be. Maybe they're just attracted. But with the history of my family and how things are, I think they just want attention, because there are times where they just show up, like literally like show up. They'll like touch me, they'll whisper in my ear, and it's usually the right ear where they talk the most, where I hear it, like. And sometimes I see them, sometimes I feel them, but it's those shadowy figures that I struggle with. Like, I just can't get to figure out, because usually I get a picture in my head and then I know where to go. But what's happening lately in my home is a different story, because I can't connect it. I can't figure out what the fuck is going on and how it's going on and all that shit. So just have to see what's going on and see how to deal with it. So far, it's been harmless, to say the least. It's just making its presence known, and I've been a bit aggressive with it when it decides to make all the noise, irritate the dogs, get aggressive with the dogs, and I've been very aggressive and very angry with it, and that seems to keep it in check, I guess. But it is what it is. So that's an update on the paranormal shit going on in my place. Yeah. So I have a whole bunch of other paranormal stories growing up. My grandfather on my dad's side did some funky things when he was alive. So that's crazy paranormal. Like, when I mean crazy paranormal, I mean crazy paranormal. Shit has happened to my dad's sisters and my dad's mother. It's things that we grew up with, and doesn't faze us to a degree. But there's always that one, time where like, oh shit, wow, that got me off guard. That kind of stuff. But we'll see how that goes. But drop me a line and we'll see if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Drop it down below. DM me. I got a paranormal ghost hunt coming up, and I'm gonna see how that goes. So I'll let you know. Oh, and give me some ideas to talk about, because I just ramble, but mostly about ghostly things. Mental illness, if you guys suffer with depression, anxiety, bipolar, feel free to contact me, as I suffer with all of that, along with fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis. So yeah, it tends to get to me a lot. But if y'all have any questions, any comments, any concerns, please get to me, hit me up. And y'all have a good Monday. Deuces.